What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Eb to the O-N-I-E-E. Welcome back to Life of a Black Rose, starring yours truly. You already know what it is. I wanted to come to y'all, share a little crazy story, chop it up with y'all. We just gonna be chilling in this video. I got some dinner. All right, last night I made teriyaki chicken, rice, broccoli. Gotta have the greens up in there. I'm gonna insert a picture so y'all see what it is. Y'all see what I'm working with, you know what I'm saying? I could throw down just a little bit, okay? I've been actually trying to do really good by going to the store, getting food, making it, and eating it throughout the week. I kind of meal prep just a little bit. It's been like 3 weeks since I've had fast food. I really wanted to order food for this video. Like I wanted to have some wings and stuff like that, but this is a story time. We gonna be chilling. I ain't gonna try and do all that work. I got a fork, a knife, and we just gonna be scoop, eat, and moving on, okay? We got my Dr. Pepper. Okay, gotta have a Dr. Pepper. It's my favorite drink. My favorite soda, actually. Let's get into it. It's gonna be a little weird, and by the title of the video, everybody's gonna be like, what in the world? Like, are you for real? I just have to share it. So it's a little crazy because I had no clue. We're gonna get into the details here. I'm gonna share my catfish story with y'all. Now, Catfish has been on for almost 10 years. I'm like, why now? But I keep getting clowned about this to this day. Okay? It's kind of crazy. I didn't know what was going on, and I still can't believe it happened to me. I was not the catfish being on the hook and, you know, going out, getting some cornmeal and getting fried up with some hot sauce. Nah, that wasn't me. I was Catfish. And if you haven't noticed, Life of a Black Rose got a little bit of a makeover here. It's only up from here, you guys. We gotta upgrade and keep it moving. I gotta come to y'all correct, okay? So y'all know what it is. Let's get into it. Wow. Got my food right here. It's good. It's just gonna be eating it throughout this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry too. So good. I did this though. So all of this took place between the ages of 13 and 16. I was 13 going on 14 in my like 8th grade, freshman year of high school. When I found out about everything, I was 16. Starting from the beginning, I got my first laptop when I was 13, 14 years old. 8th grade, I was kind of a little nerd, okay? I cared about school up until about senior year. Junior year, I ain't even gonna front. Sophomore year, I ain't even gonna lie. I stopped caring about school. In 8th grade, I was a geek, I was a nerd, I had really good grades. So I got my report card and it was 5 A's and a B. My mom told the whole world, okay, that I had almost straight A's. Look, the B that I got was in algebra. Now, me and math don't get along anyway, so I was okay with the B. I wasn't tripping about that at all. I was like, shoot. That was like the only B in my entire schooling career that I've ever gotten in math, okay? Like I said, me and math don't get along. Me and money, I got you, okay? As my mom is telling the whole world, I get my first laptop by my cousin. She came all the way from Texas. She gave me a whole bunch of clothes and she gave me my laptop. Now, I was psyched about my laptop because I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm 13? I got my own laptop? I mean, it was a little PC, Windows, but still, like, this was mine because we had the family computer, but it got cancer because of LimeWire. Okay, this was during the time that LimeWire was popping and we was downloading music from that site, burn our CDs, everything like that. So, but that computer was just about to die any minute. All the viruses, everything like that from it. Get the laptop, of course. With great power comes great responsibility. Remember that piece. Mom's like, restrictions. Look, you ain't having no social media. You ain't having this. You ain't having that. It's gonna be monitored, things like that. I'm like, of course, I'm 13. I get it. I never had a MySpace. I didn't get social media until I was in high school. Like sophomore year, junior year of high school is when I got a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, stuff like that. And I kind of had to work for it still too. I never had any of the social media platforms until like I got a certain age. So I'm just a little behind with the times. So of course I'm doing my schoolwork. It's all good. During this time, I actually have a paper that I'm doing. The paper is about the person that you are most influentially by, something to that caliber or whatever. Of course, I told y'all, I've been loving Drake since I've been 11 years old, okay? I did it on him. I don't remember the paper, like what I said per se. I did my paper on him. It was a good grade actually, but I was researching a lot more, like, okay, I wanted to know exactly like his whole background, his childhood and things like that. That's why I know so much about Drake, because I really do my research. Okay, quiz me in the comments. I got you. Anyways, so while I'm researching Drake, I come across this site. It's called drizzydrake.net. I click on it because I'm like, ooh, maybe this is his site. Yeah, no, it wasn't his site per se, but it was like a fan site is what the site said. You were able to make a profile. There was a main chat room, there was a private chat room, everything like that. So I was like, all right, bet, let me make it. I did it. I made my own email address. I did all that. Mind you, I'm going against my mom's rules because there's no social media at all, but I'm making a profile right now. Had a lot of friends. It was really dope. Like on the site had quizzes, blogs, pictures, and it was like all Drake related. It was a site for people to go and talk about how much they like Drake. Drake, I don't think he knew about it. I don't think he approved of it or anything like that. Like it wasn't his official fan site. The site did say official fan site, but like I said, I don't think Drake knew anything about it or anything like that. We all know his official fan site is Word on Road. Now, after Take Care came out, see, during this time, there was no Take Care. It was just Thank Me Later. I'm on the site. Now, mind you, I come home every single day, do my schoolwork. I am on this site. It was popping. This was my MySpace. This was my Facebook at the time. It was like my little escape. So I'm on it heavy. I'm meeting a lot of people, okay? So there was 3 main guys that I talked to on this site every time I came home from school. It was a guy named Chris. Chris is such a basic name, so I don't even think he remembers me. I'll just throw that out there. I'm gonna call him Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is the guy. There was another guy who tried to go by Heartbreak Drake, but like he said his name was Heartbreak Cake. He tried it. Dr. Pepper and I, when I came home, that was him. That was me and him all day, every day. Well, like all night. We're talking on the main chat. Like he would be in the main chat talking about some. That's my woman right there. Ebony is it. She wifey, this, that, and the third. Then like we moved into the private chat room and everything, and we would just chop it up there. We talked every single day on that site. We did exchange numbers. Now mind you, during this time, my mom is still strict, okay? I didn't have a phone until 8th grade, and my first phone was from Virgin Mobile. It was a flip phone, 200 minutes. I couldn't text, and I had to make sure I had 200 minutes throughout the whole month in case she needed to call me for an emergency. I had that phone even in my freshman year of high school, because I would walk home, things like that. She's like, no, I need to contact you, 200 minutes. So I never called Dr. Pepper because I had minutes. So my mama would be like, look, who you talking to running up your minutes? Especially when I'm not paying for my minutes. I would always make up some excuse to Dr. Pepper, and I was just like, my phone dead, oh, my phone got taken away, oh, my phone this. I came up with some excuse of the reason why I couldn't talk to him over the phone, because he wanted to talk on the phone. He wanted to hear my voice. He's like, I bet you sound so sexy. And mind you, I'm 14. And we're gonna get into this because I'm 14 on the site. Yeah, I lied about my age. I said I was 16 on the site because everybody else claimed that they were like between 16 and 18. I wanted to be with everybody else. I was like, look, I'm grown. I'm about to get my license. You know what it is. None of that took place at all. Yeah, so I lied to Dr. Pepper about the reason why I couldn't talk to him. A year passes by. We kind of lose contact. That site got shut down. I have no idea what happened to it. Stay tuned because I was actually able to find it for you guys. I'm about to insert that right here.
Right, y'all, I wanted to show you how I was able to find the site drizzydrake.net because, of course, like I said, it's shut down. So you can't just search it up, drizzydrake.net on the web. It doesn't pop up. But I was able to find it. So in Google, I have old site drizzydrake.net. Clicking on that. See his Wikipedia page, everything about Drake, Mr. Aubrey Graham, the love of my life. I clicked on this website because it says how to find older expired websites. Felt like this was God just saying, here it is, girl. So of course I clicked on it. It brought me to this New York Times post, which shows you about the website that you can go called the Wayback Machine right here. So I did click on that. I already have it up because it actually took a moment to load. So I just searched in this little bar right here, drizzydrake.net. Boom, here it is. I was on the sites from these years, 2009, 10, and 11, before it just disappeared. On here, you can see a lot of the profiles and see pretty much everything. So if you think your old MySpace page ain't gonna come up, it sure will. This is the site. And boom, here it is. I remember this faithfully. I was on here every single day. Here was the chat room. I tried to click on it, but it won't allow me to go into it in depth. I'm gonna show you that. See, it won't let me go into the chat room, but this was the site. This was a real site. This was like my Plenty of Fish or my MySpace. So yeah, this was my everything here. This whole thing right here. Well, back to the video.
I was able to find the site after all these years with that little trick there. The site got shut down. I haven't been on it. Freshman year, like the end of my freshman year towards my sophomore year of high school, I switched phones. I get an upgrade. Your girl got a slider with a keyboard and a touch screen. Holla at your girl. Still 200 minutes. Virgin Mobile was also during this time of trying to upgrade themselves and like get their life together. They actually had a plan. It was like 200 minutes a month, I believe. But I still had unlimited text. So I was like, I might as well text. I'm not even gonna talk to people. Like, the minutes are just the minutes, whatever. I felt like I was a part of everybody because I was always so behind. I'm like, I had to beg my mom to upgrade my phone. Got a new phone. I'm upgraded. I actually still had Dr. Pepper's number. And I remember his birthday. It was around this time too. Like how I got reconnected with Dr. Pepper was because his birthday's in April. Around this time, because I upgraded the phone and I was switching everything over, going through my contacts, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Dr. Pepper. Like, let me reach out to him. I actually wish him happy belated birthday because it was like the end of April and I was like, look, I don't know what day in April it was, your birthday, but happy belated. He actually responded back to me. I did ask him a couple questions though. I was like, do you remember this? Do you remember that? I don't know why I was smart enough to do that, but like I wasn't smart enough to really like see his pictures and really think about who he was. But this part was before Catfish came out. So getting into the details here. We're texting from there because he answered all the questions like I asked him correctly and I was like, oh my gosh, it is you. He's like, oh my gosh, it's you. I call him. It was like it never left. Okay, like the connection that we had, like I said, we talked every single day on that site. And now going into this, now that we've reconnected, we are now talking every single day through text, on the phone. And mind you, I still had 200 minutes, but best believe I used another phone. My mom's shift, her job was about 2 to 10:30. I get out of school at like 1:30. I get home, I get my siblings all good, make sure they ate, they in the bed, they on the game, they out of my hair. That was my main goal as the older sibling. I got the house phone. About Dr. Pepper, he told me he was 16. I believed him. I still believe it because, yeah. He was 16 at the time. He was 2 years older than I was. He lives in Detroit, Michigan. I think he had a job He told me he had like 6 sisters. He loved to do music. Like he would play me beats. He would send me music. He would dedicate songs to me. And the song that he actually dedicated to me to this day is kind of awkward whenever I hear it, is I Get Lonely Too by Drake. Every time I hear it, I think about him and I'm like, ugh. He dedicated that song to me. He wanted to do music. He was trying to go to school for like music engineering, something to that caliber. It was like all about music. And the picture that he used was this and this. So I'm like, he's by a keyboard. I'm like, oh snap, like homeboy got it going on and he's trying to do music. Like dude is fine, okay? That's why I kept this going. So I was like, look, you from Detroit. I kind of like hood thug dudes. Yeah, it's gonna work. And you like to do music too? Okay, I was all for it, and I'm like 14, 15 at this time. Fast forwarding to coming home every single day while my mom is at work, making sure my siblings are all good. I am on the phone with him. I do. This is a long distance call. Best believe every time I checked the mail and I saw that phone bill come in, I threw it away. I did not need for my mother to see that there was gonna be a long distance call for like 3 hours. Yes, I said 3 hours. I would start talking to him about 3 o'clock my time, which was about 6 o'clock his time. I get off the phone with him about 7, 8 o'clock my time. So it was more than 3 hours. It was about 4. I ain't even gonna lie. We talked all night until my mom came home. Like if my mom needed for me to do something, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna get off the phone with you at like 9 and then take out the chicken and then like wash the dishes, like make sure my room was clean. I did that. We're gonna kind of fast forward to kind of how I found out. During this time, like I said, phone calls every single day. I talked to him 24/7, 365, 366 on a leap year. Okay, it was inseparable. He would call me on my actual phone, but then that was for me to call him back because he already knew what it was going on. I was like, look, I don't want my mom to kind of find out about all of this because look, I don't really know where this is gonna go. I don't know how I can explain this to my mom that I'm talking to somebody in Detroit. I just don't know. So we're just gonna keep this on the low. I'll call you from the private house number. We can text during the day from my actual number because I have unlimited texting. Like, it worked out. Mind you, this went on for 2 years. 2 years. Like I said, it took place from the time I was like 13, 14 to me 16, going on 17. We talked nonstop for 2 years. I only saw 2 pictures. You'd be like, Ebony, what is wrong with you? But like I said, this was all before the TV show Catfish came out. Fast forward to me finding out. This is around the time Catfish is now out. I think Catfish came out, what, 2011, 12-ish? I'm watching the episode of, I think it was Trina and Scorpio, that episode. And me took Scorpio's picture and he Google image searched it. And I was, you can do that with pictures? Oh my God. Now, rewind. Story may be a little all over the place, but try to follow along. I am now starting to get social media during this time. My mom allowed me to have a Facebook. My mom allowed me to have Twitter, Instagram, stuff like that. I am asking Dr. Pepper. I'm like, hey, I just got a Facebook. Add me. No, I don't have Facebook. I searched him on Facebook. I ain't even gonna lie. Couldn't find anything. I actually searched his real name. Couldn't find a single profile at all. I was like, okay, this is weird. This was before Catfish. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I kind of let the situation go. I was like, you know, whatever, social media isn't that crazy. We're just still talking. I kind of threw it out of my mind. I'm 16, I'm naive, whatever. But then I was like, oh, I got a Twitter. I called him Babe. So I was like, babe, let me get your Twitter if you have one. He's like, I do have a Twitter. He gave it to me. When he gives me his Twitter, I click on the profile. I'm like, babe, this isn't you. I'm like, who's this profile? Did I click on the right one? He's like, oh, that's my brother. We share profiles. I don't know why that didn't ring a bell. Like, okay, this probably isn't who I'm talking to because, mind you, like I said, these are the pictures he used. Picture that I saw was like this tall, light-skinned fella, a little heavy set, still decent looking, but it wasn't him. He's like, nah, that's my profile and that's my brother. He be taking over sometimes and I be trying to put him on to the music and stuff like that. But he like instantly went in and changed it back to the pictures that I saw and that I knew. And I was like, oh, okay, babe, like, whatever, that's okay. I'm gonna get into this food. It's so good. And it hasn't gotten cold. I'm so grateful. Because I'm just here talking, not even paying attention to my food. This ain't even right. We gotta eat. I hope y'all got y'all dinner too. Y'all eating something. Eat some candy, eat some popcorn, something. Back to the story. Yeah, I'm like, okay, babe, whatever, it's okay. We following each other. Like I said, he changed it back to the pictures I saw. I was like, oh, this is him. And then he even put some other pictures because this person is so famous now. I wasn't able to find like older pictures that I could kind of justify why. So yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. I get you, I understand you. You share with your brother. I think he said his brother was adopted. So that's why there wasn't any resemblance. Because like I said, these are the pictures he used. The guy that I saw, tall, heavyset, light-skinned fella. There's no resemblance between this guy and this guy. I was like, okay. Your brother may be adopted. It's okay, like let's just continue talking. And that's what happened until I'm watching this episode of Catfish. Fast forwarding back, Neve, he put that picture of the little model in Google search and like boom, everything popped up. I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if I could do that with Dr. Pepper's picture. I took that picture, this picture, put that in Google image search and it came up Zaytoven. Zaytoven this, Zaytoven that, producing this, Gucci that, Migos this, all of this. And I was like, who is Zaytoven? You're probably asking yourself, how in the world did you not know who Zaytoven is? I didn't. I listened to Drake. I was listening to Drake 100% of the time during this time. This was before his collaboration with the Migos on Versace, because that one, Zaytoven produced that beat. I figured it out after that, and I was okay. I did not know Zaytoven was a famous producer. Migos, Gucci, Southern producer, big time Southern producer. Now he's working with Jermaine Dupri, he's working with Brad, Future. Like Zaytoven is the real deal. Okay, he's up there with Timbaland, DJ Khaled, all those other producers that I can't name right now because it's not popping up to me. Okay, see, I'm a little slow sometimes. So it's like, oh my gosh, is this the person I've been talking to? Like really a producer? But like, he's from Atlanta. He's from Atlanta, he's from the South. But like, Dr. Pepper's from Detroit. So what? I'm trying to put two and two together because it wasn't really making sense to me because I didn't know who he was. Think about it. He's using these pictures. These are the two pictures that I saw. So these don't look like the professional pictures that I did see of Zaytoven, because if it was the professional pictures, I'm like, oh yeah, no, this isn't the person who I'm really talking to. I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, let me tell him. So I don't know why I couldn't come out and tell him like, oh, see, look, I found out you use Zaytoven's pictures. So who are you? I didn't even confront him like that. I confronted Dr. Pepper by saying, I was showing my friend your pictures because like I'm so in love with you. And she just said, oh my gosh, he looks like Zaytoven. You're not talking to Zaytoven. That's what I told him. I don't know why my stupid behind told him. My friend said that you're Zaytoven, I don't know why I couldn't come out and say it to him. So when I tell him that, he's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't talked to you in a week and this is what you bring to me. I haven't done this. I haven't done anything. What is wrong? Like he kind of blew it up and like flipped it and like cussed me out. I was like, what's going on, boo-boo? Back then I was confused. Now I'm like, Ebony, you were so stupid. He hangs up on me. And then like 2 minutes later, he calls me, he's apologizing. He's like, yes, I was using Zaytoven's pictures. And I'm like, what? You don't say. Well, I found out. Thank you for apologizing. But everything is all good between me and Dr. Pepper because he apologized. We've actually talked here recently, like over the years, we still kept in touch. We came in touch again back in January. So I did just talk to him in January, just seeing how he was doing. He saw how I was doing, and that was pretty much it. Because he was like, it was crazy that I met somebody who had so much of an impact, and I'm only a teenager, yeah, but we've talked for like 2.5 years, non-stop. I feel the same way. Like talking to you from 14 to 16, the one, like we said I love you to each other. We was talking dirty to each other. There was a lot going on between that whole talk, but we talked about everything, like goals in life, school, family. It was different because I mean my maturity is already up there, and it felt like his was there too. So it was like we were a lot on the same page, and it was really nice to have somebody like that in my life. I have somebody like that in my life now. I ain't even going front. Back then, it was cool. It was. And I felt like I kind of lost that a little bit back then. He apologized. And his reasoning that he kept it on for so long was the fact that he couldn't believe that I didn't know who Zaytoven was. He's like, I did take advantage of that fact that you didn't know who he was to be over here just carrying out this whole thing that this is who I'm talking to. Because I would tell him, I was like, oh my gosh, baby, you're just so fine. Like, I just love. Now, Dr. Pepper actually did admit that when we were exchanging Twitters, the picture that I saw with the light-skinned fella, that was him. So I was like, oh, okay. So he came out with the truth on that one. His brother isn't adopted. That was him. No shade towards Zaytoven at all, because he's the GOAT. He's one of the GOAT with beats and music. I didn't know who he was. And like I said before, I just didn't pay attention. I wasn't broadening my spectrum of music. I wasn't doing any of that. I didn't have a lot of social media. And now I know. I for sure know who he is now. Yeah, I was catfished by Zaytoven, y'all. Dr. Pepper used Zaytoven's pictures, and I didn't know who he was. Well, that's my catfish story. I had fun sharing that with y'all. I have a lot more crazy stories to tell y'all, so stay tuned. If you like this one, hit that like button. Comment if you have a crazy story too, or if you've been catfished, leave that down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, keep blossoming and stay blessed.